Hi guys! So I had another topic in mind today for today's video, but I'm going to shelve that to tomorrow because I just wrapped up a really great conversation with Tania Kindersley, the fabulous Tania Kindersley, who is the first guest on my podcast for this year. And we got to talking about playfulness and how important playfulness is as both a framework for training and just as a general approach to things. The tendency is, I certainly have noticed it in myself at times, is the more adult we become, the more grown up we become, the less playful we become. And something that I've really been consciously infusing into my training is approaching it with a sense of playfulness. I'll even say, we're playing with this today, or this is something that we're playing with at the moment. The liberation of approaching things from that place is that playfulness doesn't allow for failure. You can't get things wrong if you're playing. And that is such a beautiful thing because so many conversations that I have with writers revolve around them operating from a mindset where writing is a pass-fail test. And if you're constantly avoiding failure or trying to avoid failure, whatever that is, then not only does it suck the joy out of it, but you lose so many valuable learning opportunities that present simply through having to try things and get them wrong. That's really where the jewel is. So being able to come from this place, be able to ride out there and say, we're playing with this at the moment, or we're going to have a play with this today. The sense that that gives me is one of lightness and allows me to be really curious about what it is that we can do together out there. The thing that I want to marry with that as well is this mantra or motto that I'm really attached to at the moment, which I mentioned in one of the posts I wrote just before Christmas, I think. And that is, it's no big deal. Cultivating this atmosphere of no big deal-ness. It's been really instrumental, I think, in how it is that I've been approaching things with Dee, who's young and green and, we're really just getting our groove on. But being able to meet a challenge or extend ourselves outside of our comfort zone with that air of no big deal-ness is, again, liberating. And how that might look in action as well is actually huge because, say for instance, we're going into a canter transition. That's something that we're just working on at the moment. And I ask and he gives me a little bit more than what it is that I'm asking for, just as part of him working stuff out. Now, if I approach that with it's no big deal, then I don't add anything to it. I don't add my stuff to what it is that is simply his demonstration of trying to work out what it is that I want. And from that place, we come back to neutral. We come back to an equilibrium point that allows us to actually work with the energy in a constructive way. The tendency that we all have, just as part of being human, is to exaggerate or overinflate what it is that's presented to us rather than be able to stay in our direct experience and stay responsive to what it is that's going on. So those two elements, that sense of playfulness or approaching things from a framework of playfulness, and also it's no big deal-ness, has been just amazing, actually. I know that sounds really glib, but it's been really useful to me in terms of cultivating a mindset that allows me to stay responsive and in the moment. Have a play with that anyway, no pun intended. Dee's just joined me. He's just finished his main breakfast and is moving on to the second course. If you're keen to work together, we can absolutely do that. You can check out my online program, www.confidentwriter.online/joyride. I would love to have you be a part of it.